Good morning, everybody. Sorry for the late video. This is barely going to get out even before it starts, unfortunately, because it's already 8:20 my time in the Eastern Standard Time, and this fight card starts in less than 2 hours. I really apologize. Uh, I think I tried to bite off a little much more than I could chew this week. Um, as you can see at the bottom, I've got a winnable.com/Skipper's picks going across the screen. I've been trying to get that off the ground too, um, where I'll give out, you know, probably 3 to 4 free plays a week, or at least 2 to 3, and then a handful of ones that are for the subscribers only. Um, as I get more subscribers and stuff, I'll probably do more for the paid than I will for the free. Just trying to see how this goes here. It's something I've been wanting to try for a while, and I decided to pull the plug. And it's been taking up a lot of my time to post plays on there and things like that. Um, but this card is in Serbia, starts at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and let's not waste any more time and get right into it. First fight of the night, we got Spasic versus Luciano. Spasic is a Serbian fighter. She's more than likely was signed just for this card. Um, I think Luciano is going to be better pretty much almost anywhere. Now I will say this: on the feet, if you want to do a fun sprinkle, just for a couple of bucks, Spasic KO is a plus 1100. If she's going to win this fight, that's probably what she's going to have to do is get lucky and get a knockout. I don't see that happening. I see Luciano being able to have her way and also implement her ground game, and that's probably more likely where she'll end up winning it is by taking it to the mat. So I lean Luciano. It's a no bet for me. But if you want to have a fun sprinkle, I don't mind that at all on the plus 1100 if that's what the number still is. I haven't checked it in like 2 days though. Next fight, we got Leka versus Popak. This is one of my most confident plays of the week. If you want to isolate something in this fight, well, first let me break it down. Leka's going to come in like literally, I think it's pushing 35 pounds heavier than Popek. Popek is taking this fight on short notice and moving up the heavyweight. I believe he weighed in at 215. So actually, if that's correct, then Leka's 40 some odd pounds heavier. Leka weighed in at like 262. As long as Leka gets us to the ground, it's a wrap in my opinion. I like Leka a lot. I like Leka by KO. Um, uh, that's like a plus 250 or plus 270, something like that. I got Leka as a parlay piece as one of my more confident plays of the week. And that's what I have on that one. Next, we've got Milicevic versus Cowan. I hate the line on this fight. I don't agree with it. I mean, Milicevic is also a Serbia fighter, and she's gotten up to like a minus 550. Is Cowan any good? No. She's 0-3 in the UFC. This is probably her contract on the line right here. If she might even get let go even if she wins this fight, actually. But I think there's a chance that she can keep this on the feet for the most part. So I don't know if I'm really confident in Cowan getting the upset either. Excuse me. But I don't like either side of this fight. But what I did play is I played this. I played the over 2.5 rounds. That's actually incorrect. I played it at minus 126 on FanDuel. It's minus 126 on FanDuel, minus 135 on DraftKings, and I think minus 132 on BetRivers. Those are the only 3 sites I checked. I did play the over 2.5 rounds. I think it lasts all 3 rounds. If you want to get greedy and go fight to go the distance at plus 100, I don't hate that either. So that's what I played. Over 2.5 rounds. So next we've got Rabeshki versus Prepolak. I think Rabeshki's gonna be better everywhere. Granted he's lost 4 in a row, but man, he's fought some tough competition, and um, you know, Prepolak. I don't think he's that good. I think he's gonna be better on the feet. He could take it to the mat if he wanted to. He's probably gonna get a knockout. I think we're gonna see a lot of incoming knockouts on this card, to be honest. I think they try and do that, especially with going to a new country. I don't think they've ever been to Serbia, but I do like Rabeshki, but he's like a minus 700. Lines are ridiculous. Still not as bad as the PFL lines, though. But that's for a different subject. Next, we got Grad versus Bujushka. This is where the dog is alive here. I'm just not a big believer in him. His volume is low. Granted, he will probably have the power advantage, but Grad's going to be higher volume, and I look for him to mix in some takedowns also. I like Grad in this fight. I like Grad to get the victory. So I got in that one. Then we've got Nikolic versus Volodin. This is another fight where there's been a handful of people on the underdog side. Me, I'm not. The only thing that scares me is Nikolic is taking this fight on short notice. So it's not, that's the only thing that would scare me off of him at all. I'm not going to be on him as a wager, but I do lean Nikolic to get the win. Volodin's taken a lot of punches, man, and in his first 2 UFC fights, he's taken like 300 punches. That's a lot. Could he have some lasting effects from that? I don't know, maybe, but I'm not gonna read into it too much. But my lean is Nikolic to get the win, but it's a no bet for me. Next, we got Elliott versus Oliveira. I'm not a huge fan of this fight. I wish they would have given Oliveira someone a little bit easier. He's a minus 340. I mean, he should win this fight against Elliott. I just don't like the line, and I don't like who they're. I mean, it is kind of a stylistic matchup because in order for Elliott to win this fight, he's gonna have to grapple, and I'm gonna take Oliveira by KO, but I think I'm gonna stay away from putting him in parlays just in case. I wish they would have given him maybe somebody a little bit farther down than the Elliott, but Oliveira should still get the win, and if he does, it's going to be by KO. Next, we got Klein versus Musasov. This could be a 50-50 fight. Either fighter is live to get a KO, but I like Klein to get his ground game going. I think Klein's ground game is going to be a little bit better than Musayev's, which is kind of shocking. And I like Klein to be the minute winner, and I actually like this fight to go over, even though it could be a scary over, just because they both do have a little bit of knockout power. But I like Klein to get the victory here. Then next, we've got Janis versus Gugan. I don't even know where the hell I have that. I'm looking at for my notes. Oh, there it is. Sorry. I didn't see it. I I moved my notes. I put them up too high though. Need to lower them a little bit. Sorry, shouldn't even mention that, but so yeah. I mean, if I don't write down notes, I have a tendency to forget little things sometimes, and also just writing the notes down usually helps me remember them. I don't know why, but it just does. This here is a 50-50 fight. I mean, the line. I mean, earlier in the week it was like a -110 or -112 both ways. Um, both fighters are live for a KO. Actually, I think whoever wins this is going to win by a KO. I think Janicius, or ever how you pronounce his name, I think he's the little bit better fighter, a little bit complete fighter, a little bit better striking, more fluid striking. I'm going to go with him to get the win as a lean. I don't have a play on this, but one thing I wouldn't mind is using fight to end by KO as a parlay piece. I haven't even looked at it. I'm going to assume it's a -300 or something like that. I don't know for sure, but that I don't mind at all. Actually, I might look into that. Then next we've got Seppo versus Urbina. This is my other confident play, and I'm going to be playing a two-piece Seppo and Leka on the money line. Actually, I'm going to do Seppo inside the distance, because if this fight gets out of the first round, Urbina might be live because Seppo might slow down. But I got Seppo first round KO or first round finish. I like that a lot. He's going to come out fast and strong, and I don't really think Urbina is UFC caliber anyways, but so that's my play on that. Then we got Valentin versus Todorovic. I think this fight should be more of a 50-50 fight, but I think Todorovic is like a -140-ish, and Valentin's probably closer to a -180 to -200. No, Todorovic's +140. Sorry, not -140. I'm going to side with Todorovic with the pace and better striking. As long as he keeps this feet standing, or this fight standing, this feet standing, that was kind of special. But I think as long as he keeps it standing, he's going to get the win. So that's what I'm going to side with. That's just a lean, nothing I'm playing. Next, this is one of my, I'm not going to say most confident or anything like that. At the beginning of the week, it was one of my most confident, and then I kind of got breaking it down more and more, and I'm like, if Tybura survives the first round, could he? I don't know. Rakic moving up the heavyweight, he's going to be more athletic. He's going to be faster, the more better striker and more high volume striker. I don't think he's going to be able to get takedowns on Tybura, though. That's going to be iffy. I don't even know if he even bothers to try. I mean, if he's moving in and out of range and piecing him up and not getting hit much, I don't see any reason to. So I like Rakic to get the victory here. Plus, he is from Siberia. A lean on this fight would be over 1.5 rounds in Siberia and Rakic on the money line -110. That's just a hard lean if you want to try to bring it down. But I've got a 3-piece parlay at the end I'm going to pull up with him in it, and I probably like that more. Next, we got Blachowicz versus Sterling. I'm not a big fan of this fight. I'm not too sold on Sterling, and Blachowicz, he could be a lot of these fighters' dads. I mean, he's 42, 43 years old. But he is a previous champion, and he's got champion pedigree in him, champion caliber of a fighter. And I do like the over on this fight, though. I like that way more than I do picking a side. I don't think Sterling should be a -350 or wherever he is. If you want to take a shot on the dog, I don't blame you at all. I'm gonna lean Sterling to get it done, but it's a fight that I'm definitely staying away from, other than the over. Next, last fight we got Manish versus Rodriguez. I just cannot back Rodriguez. Could he get a miracle win? Of course he could. He's a dog. He spent last 8 months in a Mexican prison. How much training did he do? But I will say this: he has been out, I think, since April. I'm not sure if it was the beginning of the month or the end of the month, though. That could make a little bit of a difference. So he's been training for probably 2 to 3 months as it is. But I gotta go with Medic, and this fight is gonna end by KO. I think fight to go the distance is like a plus 900, so that's not happening. So I like fight to go, I like fight to end by KO, but the odds are gross for that. They're like minus 400 for that as a parlay piece. But I do like Medic to get the win and probably a first or second round win. So I don't have a lot of singles this week, guys. I do have a few parlays to give out. So I'm going to go over those real quick. So I've got Leka money line, Seppo inside the distance, minus 110. Then I've got Klein and Musayev over 1.5 rounds. Blachowicz versus Sterling over 1.5 rounds. And Milicevic versus Cowan start round 2. That's a minus 106. Then I put together a Serbia parlay. It's Rakic, Seppo, Medic. But I did Medic by KO to make it a little bit better. Without the KO prop, it's like plus 102 or something like that. And taking him by KO instead, plus 131. So that's a plus 131 parlay. I like that quite a bit. And then one other parlay to consider would be trying to see if I can pull it up real quick to make sure that I got the 3 fighters. It's a 3-piece most significant strike parlay. All the legs are fairly chalky. It would be Seppo, Rakic, Sterling, all to have the most significant strikes in their fight. That's a minus 129 on FanDuel. I would price it on DraftKings also, but I like that a lot also. All right, guys. Sorry for the quick video this week. Sorry it's so late. Yeah, I'm pretty shitty of me to do that. Sorry about that. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out my winnables if you want. It's the paid portion is going to be $5.99 a month. The free portion obviously is free. Sign up for the free portion. See how it goes. I'd love to get a little traction on there if at all possible. If anyone has any comments or suggestions or fighters that you like, please let me know what they are. And everybody have a great weekend.